Okay, I'm here with head coach Drew Richards, Taj Johnson, DeMar Anderson, a 79-71 win against Ferrum. You guys improved to 3-0 in conference play. Really hard-fought victory. Coach, your opening thoughts from tonight's win?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really scrappy team. I mean, they were a very successful Division III team, won, I think, back-to-back 21 seasons, played in a really, really good Division III league. I mean, they've been in every single game this year but one. They were riding a 2-game winning streak in here, so they were and they just won on the road at Mount Olive. So they're very confident coming in here, and we didn't do much to disrupt that confidence, especially early. I was very disappointed with our lack of focus defensively. I think we'd get a stop like we wanted to guard, and then they'd come out and we'd lose our focus, and then they'd do stuff that we're trying not to. Now, they did hit some tough shots, especially early. Jaron Jones is a local guy, and I think he had a little bit of motivation tonight, and he was out there hitting some crazy one-floater thingy-majiggies in the first half. And that's how it goes sometimes. But I was proud of some guys stepping up, especially these guys sitting at this table. I thought our depth showed tonight for sure. And I thought overall I was happy with the rebound numbers, the assist-turnover ratio. Obviously, we were able to score the ball efficiently. Now we just got to get back to defending like we're capable of.
Yeah. All right, Coach, you alluded to the rebound numbers. 37 to 24 was the ratio. In a game like this, where maybe it's not your best game, but it's not a terrible game either, like how much does the rebound ratio being that wide help you out?
I mean, that's kind of why we emphasize it. We try to. I always believe the things you can control on a basketball floor is how hard you defend and how hard you rebound.
Right.
And I thought that's been our bread and butter the last however many, God, forever. Those are the things that we emphasize, and those are the things we're trying to put in our guys' heads of like, hey, if you do these two things, you're going to be in most games. Kind of the defense and rebounding determine your victory. Your offense determines the margin of the victory. So we were able to rebound and take care of the ball tonight, but then all of a sudden we stopped defending. So got to get back to being able to do all three things, especially making the run going into January. If we want to win a championship or compete for a championship, we've got to do all three because I don't think we're good enough without those things to be able to beat good teams.
Taj Johnson, speaking of the rebound numbers, you had 7 tonight, only Verdier had more tonight. What's going through your mind when you start racking up those rebounds and you start realizing, hey, this is really helping out the team?
The biggest thing for me is when I come into the game is just bringing energy. Like you said, rebounding affects winning and losing, so that's something we preach very heavy at practice. So every time I'm out there, I'm just trying to get the ball and help us win.
Coach, I want to piggyback on Jacob's question. A couple weeks ago, you emphasized how important was it for Taj to get back in the rebound game. How important was it to see him crash the boards early and be aggressive all night?
I mean, his energy is contagious,
yeah.
And that's the thing that we always admired him at Tallahassee. We always thought not only was he consistent in his rebounding and scoring numbers, but he was consistent in his energy and defense and rebounding. And that's the challenge we need him to continue to do because of his versatility, being able to play multiple positions. He brings a different dynamic to us when he's out there and he's that aggressive. So we need him to continue to do that. Energy is always something you can control. So for him, it's like, all right, at next game, same thing. Game after that, there needs to be not a game the rest of the year that Taj didn't bring that kind of energy to the floor when he steps on it.
DeMar, 14 points, knocked down a trio of three-pointers. How was that tonight? Just kind of getting back into the groove of things, but a big contributor for this win.
It was all right. It felt good. My teammates trusted me, but more importantly, we got the win. We just got to be better on defense.
Yeah.
I'll piggyback off. DeMar, you went 5 of 6 on the free throw line as well, in addition to the threes. I know I kind of said something similar to Taj, but what's going through your mind when you're at the charity stripe and it's just you in the basket?
Really just giving my team whatever I need to. What we need to win. So if that's me making a three or passing or making the free throws, then that's what I got to do. So when I get to the line, I really just try to key in and lock in on making a free throw.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
He played 18 minutes tonight, but what do you like out of Jonathan Curtis?
I mean, another guy I thought contributed off our bench. There was a couple times that, we're challenging our big guys to stop putting the ball on the floor when they're 2 feet from the basket. But, when Kurt plays hard, he really brings a different dynamic because of his size. Especially against teams like Ferrum, a little undersized. When he's in there, if he's finishing and he's rebounding, he can change the game unlike many other guys we have because he's 6'11" and he's 200 and some odd pounds. So we need him to be a little more consistent. He had a monster game a couple games ago, and then he had a bad game last game, and now he's just kind of okay today. So we need to get him back on the right track as far as what he brings to the table.
Yeah.
The great Trilly Donovan tweeted earlier, the most dangerous games are always the ones right before and just after Christmas break. Just what is it about this time that presents a challenge, and what do you guys do to combat that?
The great Shirley Donovan. No, I mean it is a challenge because half the guys' might not be there. You know, they're thinking about Christmas. They're thinking about buying their sweetheart a gift. You know, stuff like that, or sweethearts. So you know, I always obviously want to win before break because the next 2 weeks of just, or week and a half of just pure misery is something I try to avoid. And then obviously getting back from break, everybody's rusty. So to me, what I kept emphasizing with these guys is just leave it all on the floor. We don't do anything for a week and a half. I mean, we have Friday coming up. That's an exhibition, doesn't count. But, like, leave everything you got on the floor today effort-wise because we only have a certain amount of practices before you guys get a good 6 or 7 days off here and get to go home and enjoy it with your family in the holiday. So, but I thought, once again, we did some good things, but we still got to shore up some other options, and we might switch up the lineup a little bit, honestly. I think right now we're not getting what we need to in the first 4 minutes of the game or the first 4 minutes of the half, and that might be switching up a lineup a little bit, maybe moving some guys around to see if their roles might be changed or they might be more motivated coming off the bench than they were starting.
Off the court related, but you guys had 3 graduates go this weekend. You know,
Yeah.
how important is it? You had Kurt, Brad, and obviously on the team more Brad, and then Nigel.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's why we do what we do, you know. I mean, I think outside of winning championships, the second best feeling you can have, or tied for best feeling you can have, is watching a guy walk across stage getting his degree. So watching Kurt's always been a fantastic student. I mean, Nigel, by the skin of his teeth, was able to get his degree, thank God. And then, you know, same thing with Brad. But those guys getting that degree, that's why they came here. And sadly, that's not really college basketball anymore. You don't really have 4 to 5 year guys walking across that stage that have been working their tails off and really become pillars of the community. I mean, the crowd, whenever Nigel Verdier's name was mentioned, got really loud. And I was like, oh, I forgot he's been here for so long. Everybody knows what's going on. But I'm really proud of those guys. Obviously, we're glad Nigel and Kirk can continue to play, and we're going to try to do our best to help Brad continue in his professional career.
All right, that's it. Happy holidays, guys.
Thank you.
You too.